Hello, my name is Steven. I'm an alternative health practitioner, and today I wanted to talk about a fungal infection which is referred to as being Balanitis. Now, Balanitis is an infection of the penis gland, which can be bacterial or fungal. Today I want to talk primarily about the fungal version of it. Because the bacterial version of Balanitis is relatively straightforward to treat. However, the fungal version of Balanitis can be very, very difficult to treat. This condition typically manifests itself in the form of inflammation on the glands of the penis. It could also showcase rashes or dark spots. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's not. And I've had this infection personally, and I've had it for quite some time. It lasts for a long time. If you have Balanitis, it could easily last for up to 3 years. I've had mine for as long as 5 years until I figured out a way to get rid of it. But today I really wanted to talk about the subject of circumcision, because while it is possible for non-circumcised men to get Balanitis, it is most common among males that are uncircumcised. And if you go to a doctor or dermatologist with this infection, a lot of them will recommend that you undergo circumcision. And that's what I want to discuss today in this video. Because I do not believe that you should get circumcised for Balanitis. And in fact, I think getting circumcision is actually a great mistake. First off, there's a reason nature gave men a foreskin. It's there for a reason. Okay? And when I got my Balanitis, and I started doing research online, there were a lot of people saying, well, you should get circumcised. But I started thinking to myself, wait a minute. Getting circumcised and removing the foreskin will not get rid of the underlying infection. See, when you have a problem, whether it's a health problem or any problem in your life, you have to get to the root of the problem. You have to figure out what is the root of the problem. Where is the problem really coming from? What's the source of it? Okay? And if you remove your foreskin, that's not going to get rid of the fungal infection. The infection is still going to be there because it's in the skin. Okay? So when you go to a doctor or dermatologist and they tell you, well, you need to get circumcised, that is not going to get rid of the fungal infection. In fact, there have been a lot of guys online who have complained on the forums that they went to their doctor or dermatologist, underwent circumcision, and they still had issues with the fungal infection afterwards. Okay? So the thing you have to understand about the medical industry today, unfortunately, is that they tend to prioritize profits over the health of the patient. Okay? Now, the average cost of circumcision in the United States today is, I'm looking it up right now, doing a Google search. So the average cost ranges from $800 to $3,000. Okay? That's expensive. It's very expensive. And I'm here to tell you that there's a way of getting rid of your Balanitis without having to get a circumcision. And I'm telling you that I don't think you should get a circumcision. Because first of all, your foreskin is elastic. If you're an uncircumcised male, you can train your foreskin to stay pulled back. And in fact, you want to. One of the first things you should do if you have Balanitis, fungal Balanitis, is you should train your foreskin to stay back. And there are different ways that you can use. You can do that. In my case, I just used a simple piece of tissue, and I was able to keep it held back. Depending now, every guy is different. Every guy, the shape down there is different. So it may be more complex for you, or it may be more simple. But my point is that the foreskin is elastic, and you can train it to stay pulled back. And this is an important part of getting rid of the Balanitis, because the fungus thrives in a dark, moist environment, which is why the area beneath the foreskin is so susceptible to getting this infection, is because of that. So when you keep your foreskin pulled back, you're denying it the dark, moist environment that it wants. So the first thing I did to get rid of my balanitis was I trained the foreskin to stay pulled back, and I kept it pulled back. And the next thing I did was I used specific products, essential oils, and I applied those essential oils to the glands, among other things, and that got rid of it. And if you go to my website at killfungusfast.com, which I put a link to the description, I will show you step by step how to get rid of not just balanitis, but any fungal infection, whether it's be ringworm, jock itch, toenail fungus, athlete's foot, doesn't matter. All fungal infections have the same cause, and I show you on my website how to get rid of it affordably, and it's going to cost you a fraction of what you're going to spend at a doctor and dermatologist, and you do not have to worry about getting your foreskin cut off. Because I'll tell you, if you get circumcised, there's a possibility you could have complications, serious complications, and you don't. Any surgical operation has a risk of complications, and if there's a way of getting rid of an infection without having to do anything surgical, that's what I recommend. And I show you how to do that at my website. So like this video, subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.